All right. Good afternoon, everybody. It is 12:20 in the afternoon of September 15th, 2021, and today I get to do a positive $269 recap. Pretty interesting day. It started out pretty quiet, but definitely hasn't been a quiet morning. Um, so the bulk of what I've made my money on this morning was on INDP. And that thing was tough to trade. Let me tell you. I got in before two halts. I'll just show you. And we'll go over INDB first. Pardon me for a moment while I clear my throat. Okay, excuse me. Sorry about that. So INDP. Let's get started. This thing, I've got lines all over the place on this thing. And so the first trade that I took on it was within the same candle right here, this 945 candle. I bought and sold right in here for, let's see. Yeah, I managed to buy and sell in there for about 100 bucks, 150 bucks profit right in there inside that same candle. And then the next candle, I bought here and I sold there for a small loss. And then I bought here. Now this is, yeah, okay, here we go. This one right here. Now, so I was in this, it was squeezing up. Everything was going just fine. It squeezed into a halt. And now, I suppose you could say things have changed a bit with halts. When stocks used to squeeze into a halt, 2 years ago, a small cap, it would squeeze into a halt, and this one halted at, let's see, $17.19. The next candle after it opened, so this closed at 9:59, and it opened up again at 10:04. This is the 1 minute chart. If you look down at the bottom of the screen there, you can see the time. Everything's 9:53, 9:54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and it squeezed into a halt. Opened up 5 minutes later at, let's see, it opened up at the open was at the same price, $17.19, and then it sold off. So I actually wound up losing a little bit of money on that one. Not too bad. When I like to cap my momentum losses at 20 cents, but on this one I lost 40 cents. I mean, it was moving really fast, and that's the quickest I could get out of it. Was for a 40-cent loss. So I'm like, what gives? What's the deal? And this isn't the first time it's happened to me where the stock squeezes into a halt and then, opens up at the same price and just goes lower. It just usually doesn't work that way. Usually it squeezes into a halt, opens up higher and keeps going higher. That's the way it used to be. Things have changed because, let's see, I got into 9, 10, 10, 11. Yep. I got into another halt right here. So it was squeezing up, and it squeezed up over this level right here, which was about 17, 19. And then it went up to as high in the next candle. So I was in this thing kind of late. I think I was in this thing in the high 17s, like 1770, I think. So yeah, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm kind of late. The price that I should have been looking for was another break of $17.19. That's the break that I should have been looking for an entry. But I didn't take it, and it started moving fast and started squeezing up. And so I was like, okay, so I got into this thing at 1770. You can see here the 10-11 candle. It closed, the 10-11 candle closed at $18.13 and went into a halt, squeezed into another halt. Then out of the next, so there it is, 10:11, and it goes into a halt. 5 minutes later, it opens back up at 10:16, and it opened at 17:34. So I was in at 1770 on 200 shares. So I wasn't taking a lot of risk on this thing. Usually with something that's moving this fast, I would do like 1,000 shares at a time or so. But the way this thing was moving, it was tough. It was choppy and tough to trade. I mean, I'm talking just, it was tough, right? And so it was this thing, you know, it squeezed into another halt on the way up. When it opened, you know, somebody just put in a bid to sell this thing really low. So it opened at 17.34, which is about 35 cents lower than my entry price back here before the halt. So this is ridiculous. And fortunately, it squeezed up high enough within this candle for me to get out of it break even. So that was a break even trade for me, which, you know, then of course, you know, I let go of it break even here, and it takes off to, you know, $2 higher than my entry, almost $3 higher than my entry after I let it go. So really, really choppy and tough and a little bit frustrating too. So my next entry, I bought and sold on this candle. So $21.36 was a level that I was looking at for a break, which is back here on May the 11th of 2021. It had already made it past this $20 level and so forth. So I was like, okay, 21.36, that's going to be the magic number. So it squeezed up past $21.36, and I was in right at $21.36. It went to a high of $21.59, and then started coming back down really quickly. So I let it go for a small win right here on this candle, which was fortunate. I just didn't want it to turn red on me. I was thinking that, you know, perhaps, you know, next time, you know, next candle, it'll really squeeze past 21.36 and so forth, but I wasn't willing to take the chance with how choppy this thing was. And sure enough, on the next candle, it dropped down to $18.50. A $3 drop, and on 200 shares, that would have been a $600 loss that I really wouldn't have wanted to gut, you know, to stick that out and watch that thing. So then it made another break of $21.36, and I was in again at about $21.36, and I bought and sold on the same candle because it ran up, and then just sellers came in really quickly. I was staying on top of the level 2, and I'm pretty sure that was either break even or really close to break even of a trade. So kind of frustrating again, right? So I was like, wow, okay. So then the thing sold off to 17.57, and I was like, man, this thing, it's done. You know, at this point in the day right here, when it started coming back down, I was like, okay, it hit, you know, 21.36. It got to resistance level that it just couldn't beat. It got to resistance it just couldn't conquer. Now, it'll probably settle down, you know, to, this 15.04 and then bobble around and maybe fade for the rest of the day or something like that, you know. So I still had it up on watch, and it came up and it touched 21.36 again. The high here is 21.40, so it actually broke right there. But then kind of came back down and got rejected again. So I was like, wow, you know, it went up there once, twice, 3 times, and usually 3 times and you're out. You know, 3 strikes and you're out. That's it. No more for you. But this thing kept going and kept going, and it came up to over here, and sure enough, it squeezed. I was like, if this thing makes it past 21.36, again, it has enough energy to make it past 21.36. It's really going to rip. Well, so it came really close. I bought on this candle right here at about $20.30. Then it came up to this third try right here. I was in for 200 shares, and I sold right here for about $1 per share profit on 200 shares. And I was sketchy. I mean, I've seen this thing do some incredibly difficult moves to predict. Incredibly choppy trading, you know, basically all day. And so I let go of it, and I did okay. You know, I made about $1 a share, so about $200. And then made a quick look at this thing. It broke 21.36 and it's ripped to 24, basically $24, 23.83. And so I took another really quick buy and sell. Like, I mean, I bought and then I sold pretty much immediately and made another few bucks on it. So yeah, pretty tough day of trading on this thing. Now here we are. It's spent. So I have an order in right now for only 100 shares at $21.37. And the reason that I'm confident in $21.37 is because this thing spent all morning, just before noon. It spent all morning looking to bust above that $21.36 and hold and run past 21.37, and there it is right there. So I have an order in for another 100 shares at $21.37, looking for support. And let's see, I just got filled. So let's see, 21.40. It has spent all morning trying to get past 21.37 there. There ought to be support at that level right there. We'll see. There we go. It's not showing, for whatever reason, it's not showing it on TradingView. I'm going to go ahead and sell. It popped up to, for whatever reason, it's not showing on TradingView. It popped up to 21.60. So I mean, there's a little trade there. I think there's probably more of a trade there than just because it spent so long today trying to get past 21.36. There's probably more of a trade there, but yeah, I'm going to skip it for now. It's kind of looking kind of weak. So another really quick scalp on that one, and it was only for a few cents. So let's see here. Yeah, I only made 20 cents on it on 200 shares. Another $40. I'm not going to turn my nose up at it, but yeah, now it's fallen pretty hard below 21.36 there. All right. So then, ABCL. This was a good trade to start out with. So pre-market, I bought and sold pretty quickly right in here. I bought for the break of 20. I don't remember. I had to have been in above. It's kind of hard to trust TradingView, but the numbers on TradingView aren't always accurate. But anyway, the break of 20 here, and then I sold it before it went negative on me pre-opening bell, and I was kind of like, okay, it was only like let me see here, 30. So I made about $25 on it on a really quick scalp this morning, and sure enough, a break of 20, and then it came tumbling down. So right in here. The opening and closing price on this is $19.96, but I bought at $19.95, and my timestamp says that I bought at 9:22 in the morning. So I bought 100 shares at 9:22 in the morning, and I was kind of like, okay, if this thing decides to open up and just start ripping, then I've got 100 shares, and I'll make some profit with only 100 shares. If it opens up and it opens up much lower, then I've got some space here to work with. I've got some price action here to work with, where I can average in, to lower prices and be able to, break even or make some money. And fortunately on ABCL, I had staggered, I think it was 1,000 shares between $18.95 and $17.89, roughly every 12 cents. And I got filled, and so it came down and filled me starting at $18.95 down to $18.70. So I was in this thing for about, I think it was 400 or 500 shares for the second go around here. 1, 200, 300. I was only in for 300 shares, and so I guess only had 200 shares staggered between $18.95 and $18.67. I don't remember that being the case, but anyway, it ran up to $19. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, yeah. So I was in for an average of like $19.30, and it ran up to $19, as high as $19.50 here, and I let it go almost at the top. I think it was a little bit lower than the top. And so I managed to make a little bit of money on that trade here. Let's see. ABCL 63.41, so I made about $63 on it. Not a hell of a lot, but you know, it was a decent trade. And then I tried it again, and I tried it for the break of 1895, which was the low of this breakdown candle, or I'm sorry, the close of this breakdown candle. And it didn't work out, and I was in, I think, 100 or 200 shares. I think it was in 200 shares on this one, and I had to dump it for about a 40-cent loss. Then again, on this one, I was like, okay, well, here's the bottom, and this bottom seems to be getting respected. Here's a touch. Here's a little bit of a break, but then here's a touch, and then right here I bought, I think it was another 200 shares. I was like, okay, it's going to run now. You know, ABCL is going to move, right? No, it didn't. I let it go over here for a really small profit, basically before it turned red on me. And then CTXS, I bought. So it dipped down below this 75% retrace that I use, and it was on its way. I put in an order for 112.24 for $112.24, and I got filled at $112.24, which was, you know, a decent spot. And then I let it go. Let's see, CTXS. Yeah, I managed to let it go for, you know, a 1% gain, $1.34, a little bit better than a 1% gain. And I only traded 50 shares. And then I did the same thing again right here. It was looking like it was going to break the 112.24 again. So I bought right here and then sold right here. And that time, I didn't make a heck of a lot on this one. Yeah, 10 cents and 13 cents. CTXS, 10 cents and 13 cents profit, and only 50 shares traded. I traded some SPY contracts. It actually would have worked out. I let them go a little bit too early. The SPYs, I'm still bullish, even with this pullback and everybody going nuts with the pullback that's happening right now. I'm still bullish on the SPY. And it broke. I had a level of 445.53 as resistance on the SPY, and it just broke above it to 446.21. So, I think what we're seeing here is just a little pullback. I think there's plenty of time. There's going to be plenty of upside to this market for an extended period of time. Okay, everybody, that is, let's see. Yeah, that's going to be my recap. Good luck out there. Keep your wrists tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell. And I will see you at tomorrow morning's strategy session. I am out.